The second week of the EPL delivered as expected but in ways we couldn't see coming. I'm so pumped with what the season has to offer. Besides the continuous downfall of United, everything else is unplanned and the trophy is up for grabs to literally anybody, so it's still too early for favourites. Liverpool secured a dramatic win at St. James Park thanks to a stoppage-time goal from 16-year-old Rio Ngumola. Despite being down to 10 men from an early red card to Anthony Gordon for a tackle on Virgil van Dijk, tactical cohesion appeared shaky, but their grit and late execution proved decisive. A dominant display from Chelsea delivered a commanding away victory. West Ham continued to look shaky defensively after conceding 8 goals across their first 2 matches. Arsenal put in a dominant performance, with standout debutant Victor Gioito de Pilcroquires scoring twice, though the win was tempered by injuries to Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard. Tottenham continued their impressive away form under Thomas Frank, beating Manchester City and keeping a clean sheet. Everton opened their new Hill Dickinson Stadium with a solid win. Ali Mendy and James Garner scored with assists from our very own Jack Grealish, who appears to be back in peak form. West Ham are underscoring growing optimism around their start. Brentford picked up an early lead through debutant Dango Ouattara and held on for the win with a disciplined defensive showing. Bournemouth lost 1-0 for Rio. Bournemouth edged out Wolves, capitalizing on play, and even after Wolves were reduced to 10 men by a red card to Toti Gomez, Burnley showed strong form with goals from Josh Cullen and Jadon Anthony sealing a confident win. Crystal Palace Nottingham Forest have a tight draw, featuring tense fan protests but ultimately a balanced result. The magic trio of Crystal Palace will definitely be missed, a controversial draw where Manchester United missed a penalty, and Fulham's late equalizer from Emile Smith-Rowe earned a point. Predictions for match week Macron 3, based on form, fixtures, and injury outlooks for each team's upcoming opponents. Fixtures per match week Macron 3 include matches like Liverpool vs Arsenal, United vs Burnley, Chelsea vs Fulham, etc. Liverpool vs Arsenal, expect fireworks. Arsenal may pose early trouble, but Liverpool's late-game composure could give them the edge. I slightly favor Liverpool to find a way around the best defense in the league. Manchester United vs Burnley, United must respond, especially after that Grimsby loss in the Carabao. Burnley are resilient, but United's talent should prevail if they address their goalkeeper issues. Chelsea vs Fulham, Chelsea look unstoppable. A comfortable win for Chelsea. Tottenham vs Everton, a tight clash, but Spurs' strong away form gives them a slight advantage. Burnley vs United, United expected to capitalize unless their form deteriorates. I expect the bigger teams in the other fixtures to prevail, as it's nothing quite spectacular, to be honest. Our player of the week for this week should be Rio Ngumola, and don't get me wrong, he might just be on a row and you can't blame Chelsea for asking for some sort of compensation after he left them on a free to sign for Liverpool. But the Szoboszlai fake-out appears to have been overlooked. Both Szoboszlai and Ngumola would make the second and third positions if the rankings had to make room for a top 3. Our player of the week this week is Jack Jolly Grealish. I hope he finds his best form and goes back to being an exciting player to watch. And this goes back to the entire City team. You all better wake up. Thankful we're keeping Savio, by the way. Let me know what you think and what you'll change about my predictions, and if you'll like me to continue making these kind of content. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share and hit that subscribe button for the boy. Until next time.
There she goes again.
Just ignore it, baby.
She says when she gets like that, it's the Holy Ghost taking possession.
What's she gonna do next? Start handling